Before this became Unity Park, there were two parks on this site, Mayberry and Meadowbrook, but they were separated by race and by time. Carol Clark now with Unity Park's mission to remember and to transcend the past.
We had a decent team.
John Whiteside and Roger Dukes grew up in the Greasy Corner neighborhood right next to Mayberry Park. They still live here. They love the place.
It was a great community, at that time, and we don't want to let that go.
Carol, I see what used to be. I see all the buildings. And in fact, I know it makes it sound strange. Sometimes I can vision certain people who are walking up and down the streets.
Streets near the first and at the time only black park in a segregated Greenville.
So we really didn't have a place to play. I think it was in the 20s when McPherson, who was the park commissioner, I think he was, came up with the idea for Mr. Mayberry to own that property, to sell 15 acres so black kids would have a place to play.
Mayberry Park opened in 1925. A few swings, a little merry-go-round, a ballpark. But it wasn't long before the city's other projects nibbled away at what was here. City police put a firing range next to the third baseline.
We knew they were shooting over there, and they had about a 20-foot wall, and it was kind of hulled out in a U shape. We would go dig the lead out of the posts and out of the dirt when they would leave, and we would bag up the lead and take it to Goodley Junkyard.
A women's stockade was put in. Mary Duckett, who lived in the southern side neighborhood, remembers the dump.
They would come in the area and dump trash and tires and toilet commodes and anything else that they would dump it in our area.
Public works garages with oil and gas runoff. And then the biggest nibble, or bite, of all, the segregated Meadowbrook ballpark. Mike Chabarro wrote a book about the place.
When Meadowbrook was built, they took part of the land from Mayberry to build that park, and yet blacks weren't required free access to Meadowbrook. You could, if you went to a game there and you were a black citizen, you had to sit in a certain section.
Roger Dukes had more access when he began working as the bat boy at Meadowbrook.
I had the opportunity to get to see some of the Major League Baseball players who like Jerry Kuzman and Nolan Ryan and all those guys. I actually got to know those guys personally, because being the bat boy.
Many teams stopped at Meadowbrook on their way north from spring training.
The famous story that many Greenvillians tell in 1956 when Ted Williams played here is that he hit a home run out of Meadowbrook, over the wall, over the river, onto the top of a warehouse out here. And so the joke is, from one of my friends who's an old baseball guy, he says eventually when that story keeps getting retold, eventually that ball will be in Asheville. Because it's a fishing story, but he did hit a long home run here.
John and Roger found a business opportunity from Meadowbrook as teenagers.
That's where we made our money, chasing baseballs. I mean, you see 10, 12, 15 kids. Roger, man, it was tough competition because we diving on the cars and, jumping over each other trying to get to that ball, because we knew if we got that brand new ball, that's $1 at least. And so you talking about $1 back in 1961, that's pretty good money. They let us come in to the concession stands if we were selling popcorn or drinks.
Meadowbrook's years as a ballpark ended in the early 70s. A fire gutted the grandstand. Its location on a floodplain proved unworkable. These guys are sitting in the dugout.
When baseball went away in the 50s, there was a time when they didn't have a minor league team. They did stock car racing in Meadowbrook. They filled up the dugouts. I got a picture I can show you. It's crazy.
I mean, that's not that big.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been safe.
In the end, Mayberry outlasted Meadowbrook.
That park meant a lot to us.
That was the one place that we all had that we could come together and have fun.
And now both parks, joined together, provide fun, land, and a dream fulfilled.
We're happy about Unity Park, and we're happy that they're including us in the process. We just want to sit at the table.
At a park for everyone, finally united. Carol Clark, WYFF News 4.
It's important to the communities here that both Mayberry and Meadowbrook parks be remembered. Craig and Vicki Brown, owners of the Greenville Drive baseball team, are sponsoring the restoration of Mayberry. It will become a premier Little League field, and the green space nearby will be named Meadowbrook Green. Now, it's one thing to dream and hope for a park like this, and quite another to actually plan it out, to make it happen. Carol Clark now on what it took to get on the road to unity.
Meet Neil Wilson, walking through what he helped create.
Something that was a lot of hard work by a lot of people.
He's the project manager for Harper, Unity Park's general contractor.
It's exciting for them to have a nice, fun, safe place to come and enjoy the outdoors.
But to get there, from here, required getting a lot of people on board, starting with the neighborhoods that surround the park. And before planning came some moving.
When Public Works was there, I didn't necessarily ask for the park at that time. My thing was, we're not going to get a park until Public Works moved.
It finally did move to a new home on Fair Forest Way in 2016 at a cost of over $25 million. But the cleanup work had only just begun.
You know, that investment, I think, was probably the #1 priority. Like I said, was starting to create that blank slate to come in, clean up, remove some of the buildings that probably should have never been here, and then clean up some of the mess they made.
Power lines had to be rerouted, sewer lines too. A big new 42-inch sewer main runs under the green space. And early on, the park idea became a public-private partnership.
It's been an incredibly positive experience. Asking the corporate community, individuals and all, to be a part of this park has been easy.
The first big donation came from Michelin for restoration of the river, creation of 9 acres of lawn space called Michelin Green.
They gave me the $1 million check to hold with the 2 ladies. I really want to cry because it was the beginning of something that I knew that was bigger than me.
The number of businesses, foundations, and individuals who've contributed to Unity Park continues to grow, at least 50 so far. Joining Michelin with gifts of $1 million and more are BMW Manufacturing and Prisma Health.
None of this would be possible without a culture here and a history here of people collaborating.
Collaborating on what was essential for the new park.
I think the playgrounds and the places for all of the kids to come and enjoy and have a safe place to play was just really great for this neighborhood.
The water pads, instant hits, the trails and paths welcomed by walkers and bikers. 3 pedestrian bridges to cross the Reedy River, sliding hills, and big expanses of green lawn. Neil Wilson is proud of what his team, the neighborhood, the city, and donors have done.
Really creating a regional, if not national, attraction that people will know of and travel to Greenville to come and see.
Carol Clark, WYFF News 4.
It's Greenville's history of successful public-private partnerships that helped transform the downtown area beginning in the early 1980s.
Next on Chronicle, shaping the future of the community.
But the kids of tomorrow is where my hope is.
They will realize that they're in a world of all brothers and sisters.
What it was like. 2 women connected from childhood shared their stories and hope for Unity Park.